Welcome to Jira Bakery. In this tutorial, I'm going to explain how to create a simple workflow in Jira project. To create a workflow, you have to go to the project settings and the summary. In the project settings page, click on the summary and you will be navigated to the project summary page. So, what is a workflow? So, if you have more understanding on what is workflow, please watch the video that I have created, and I'm going to link it in the description section of this video. So, for each issue type, there will be a workflow. These are the steps. For example, for the issue type bug, we have the to do, done, and in progress statuses. Likewise, for the demo issue type, also we have three statuses in the current workflow. These are the system default workflows that we got along with the project. Now, our purpose here is to modify the existing workflow based on our need. For example, let's take the story issue type. The story issue type has same statuses because this is the system default workflow, which is to do, in progress, and done. In our business need for the story, we need to have an additional status called in QA. So for that, we have to create a new workflow with a status in QA. So let's see how we can achieve it. I have to mention and I have to let you know that please do not make any changes on the system defined workflows. What we need to do for that is we need to copy the current workflow for the issue type and then modify the modify the workflow and associate the modified workflow to the issue type. I'm going to explain step by step how we can achieve this. So first, copy the workflow from the issue type from the project and click on the system cogwheel on the upper right corner of the screen and select issues and click on the workflows and paste the workflow here, and now you see the workflow that what you are looking for, and go to the three dots here and click the copy. Now if you notice, you see the copy of workflow, simplified workflow for project TPD, which is test project for demos. Let's change the workflow name. So now we are trying to create a new workflow for the story. So just put story simplified workflow for project TPD and click copy. Now the new workflow story software simplified workflow for project TPD got created. If you notice this, it is in the inactive state. That means this workflow is not associated with any of the issue types in the instance. Now our goal is to create the new status called in QA. So I'm going to talk about the global transitions in the later point. For now, let's delete the transition, all these transitions. Oh, we can create here, delete. Yeah. Now these are the statuses, but we need to add one more status here. So click on add status and enter in QA. You can select it in QA and add. Now you see the in QA here. Now the life cycle of the story is to do, in progress, in QA, and done. This is the straightforward one. If you want, you can create one more status called QA failed. Let's go with it. Add. This is also the category is in to-do state. I'll explain a bit about, sorry, not in the to-do, in progress state. In progress means the issue is currently been working on it. So that's why the QA failed is in the current process and the create. Now let's arrange this one. From to do to in QA, the status goes to in QA, status name. You have to give the status name, like you can say working on it or just go with in progress and add. And from in progress, it should go to in QA. Either way, you can keep it. Create the transition in QA. I'm going to talk about the transition screens in my advanced workflow configuration section. And from in QA, you have to go to, oh, we can go in QA, we have two transitions. It can go to QA failed. Let me do it in a nicer way. It can go to QA failed, or it can go to done. Add the transition. Now, if you see in the issue is in to do status and it goes to the in progress, that means the team is working on it. Once the development is done, it pushed to in QA. If the QA pass, it goes to the done status and issue will be closed. Just in case if the QA fails, the status will go to, the issue will go to QA fail. Once it is in the QA fail state, it goes back to in progress. Back to in progress. Add. That's it. So this is how we created the new story workflow for our project TPD. If you can see, still the project is in the, the workflow is in the inactive state. We have to associate this workflow to the issue type story in our project. To do that, let's copy the workflow name here. Go to the project, project settings, summary, workflow, and click on add workflow. Add existing. Now make sure that you are adding the right workflow that you have created, which is Story Software Simplified Workflow for Project TPD. And this is what we have configured. So click Next and select what issue type you would like to associate the newly created workflow. Our goal is to create the new workflow for the story. So click on Story, or just in case if the same workflow works for any one of these issue types, you can associate the same workflow. But remember, any change you make on the workflow will impact the other workflow as well. So click on demo. Oh, for example, let's take that same workflow works for the demo issue type as well, and click finish. Remember to publish the workflow, and click on associate. That's it. You all set. Now, if you notice, the newly created story software simplified workflow is associated with the issue type, story, and demo. Let's go and see in our project summary page. Let's go there. Project settings, project summary. And if you see, we can see the story newly created workflow under the workflow scheme. Let's click on the story issue type. Now, the new workflow is associated with the story issue type. Likewise, for the demo also. Same workflow for the demo as well. And the remaining all issue types, you have the system default workflow. I hope you understand how to create a simple workflow in Jira. In the later part, I'm going to explain how you can create the post functions, conditions, and validations as well. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Jira Bakery.